Guys want more? You want some more live wrenching? Let's get her done. All right. All right. Hopefully, I'm not gonna be sorry I did this. But it's already 7 o'clock. I'm getting hungry, but this should go pretty good. I got my mosquito coils set up. Got my tools all ready to go. I got the oil pan cleaned, prepped, threw some silicone on there. The Permatex Ultra Black RTV silicone gas makers. Good stuff. I don't like working with it because you get it on your hands and it's black and hard to remove. So we'll get at it. I put a bead of silicone on that oil pan already. And a little goes a long way. It's just a smear on there. This thing is heavy. Probably should have cleaned the outside of it too. I'm gonna get messy. But I was just gonna pressure wash it. The whole thing after it's all put back together and running. Covered in bits of black silicone, the dried stuff that I scraped off. I actually just used a cloth. I just got rid of all the loose stuff. The stuff that didn't want to come off, it's fine on there. Just don't want any grease on that RTV silicone or on the bottom of the block. So the plan is to get a dirty rag here. Which one was I using? So it's plenty dirty. I gotta line up these two big holes in the front of the frame, and then there's some larger holes that go into the transmission housing. So I'm gonna get those two big ones up front pushed through because those should go in fairly easily. And then get these ones started and then put the small ones in. So the idea with the RTV silicone too, there's lots of different opinions. I put this on a few minutes ago. I think it's not a terrible idea to let it set up a bit. Welcome in everybody. Hi, good to see you again. Jody. Hi, Alex. So let's let the fun begin. And don't know if you could see underneath. Yeah, over there. I got a tray set up with all my bolts lined up, the tools I'm going to use. And that's a trick I picked up from the Car Wizard. So shout out to the Car Wizard. Probably put a link to his channel later on. Hey, Aiden. Ooh, tractor hype. Welcome in, Dad. So let's get to the wrenching. See how quickly we... So yeah, about the RTV. So a little goes a long way. It's not that critical, this application, what I'm doing here. It's just, there's a nice gasket here. I just wanted to give it every extra little advantage, so no leaks. But it looks like a newer gasket, so that was probably replaced probably just before I got it. 5, 6, 7 years ago. 5 years ago, I've had this tractor. 5 years now. But yeah, I want to get it in place, but not tighten all the bolts down. The idea is to let it set, and then after it's mostly dry, then you go back and torque the bolts down. And we're not doing torque specification. It's just Grunthal foot-pounds on this one. On all these bolts or all these fasteners. So I'm gonna run around the other side and drag this oil pan up, see if I can even lift it. Massive. All right. Good grief. So I hadn't really thought this through. I'll go right in here. Oh, just hanging in there by half a thread. Okay. Stick a smaller bolt in there. So, ratchet over here. If you're interested, these are 11/16 head on these bolts. So when I get them started, I'll come around the other side, show you which ones I'm doing. It's these two holes here. Wherever they are. Blind. Okay. Then at the front, let's 3 longer bolts. Get those started. Binding here. Pretty exciting stuff, huh? Who's got coronavirus? All right, need a little bit of help here. Grab this bolt, see if it goes through. I think I can do it from here. Okay. We're gonna do it? Nope. Okay, I gotta pry up on this oil pan. Start that like that. Sneak in here. See if we can't pry this up a bit. Let's get this in. There we go. Sweet if I could prop this up somewhere. What's this? Okay, well, as long as I got that bar, I can do what I need to do. That started. Nope. Try the other ones. Okay, I think that started. Go to the side here. All right, so there's 3 long bolts, like I guess 1/2 inch at the front, holding it up. So we got one started, and then there's 17 of these little ones that go around the sides. So you just want to get the bolts started without tightening them all the way down. That one, it's not cross-threaded, is it? If you tighten them all the way down, then you can't shift the the case if you need to jiggle it around to get the other bolts started. So the next 10, 15, 20 minutes is going to be tediously watching me grumble and possibly swear my way through the rest of this procedure. So I'm going to start getting these bolts put into the bottom of the pan, these short ones. And where did my other ratchet go? Three-eighths of my ratchet is back at the house. I'll be right back. Or not. It should be up here. That's where I put it. See how easy it is to start tweaking when you're wrenching? I just had that dang thing. I want to get a couple of these started better. They're a little finger tight is not very good. So just give me a second. I'll be back momentarily. Talk amongst yourselves. There. Oh, there's a right here. Come, nobody said it was like right under your ginormous nose. No wonder I couldn't see it. The nose was in my. So make sure I got a few of these started well. Here on this side. So the idea is to get them started by hand first. Too tight. Longer one, shorter one. Yes. This isn't such a shit show after all. Alright, those are all good. Couple more here. Really short one for some reason. Put that short one here. Working on your back overhead, bits of grease falling on your face, in your eye. Delightful. I want to start. Okay. Try it would be a little bit of a fester. And here's these 3 long bolts that I neglected to locate when I was trying to take this thing off. If you guys were there for that shit show, the long one. If I get these ones in, that's probably good enough. Let's see where we want to start. Oh, these long ones are going to be a bugger. Yeah, I'm going to have to get a shallow socket. I'll probably have to get a 1/4-inch drive socket for this one. Okay, what's left here? Just these 3 long ones up front. Trying to feel around here. Where'd they go? Where'd it go? Okay. Don't worry about. Not too bad. Okay, I'm gonna snug these up a bit. Find my ratchet again. Where's it? Where'd you go? When it's dark under here, I'm just going by feel. I can't see anything under here. Start. Four up here. Oh, my buddy the wasp is back. Okay. There. Oh, missing one there. Here we go. Okay, I'd really like to get some of these started. Are you still alive? Somewhat. Oh, go away, you wasp. That one's gone. Sort of wants to go. Pretty exciting stuff, eh? So yeah, I'm just snugging these so that the silicone sealant I put in there is spread out and set up. Well, we'll let it set up, and then it's Dr. Pepper time. There you have it. I think we'll leave it at that. These ones over here going into the transmission housing, those I want to leave loose because I don't know if you remember when I was trying to get that oil pan off, I had to drop that axle a bit. You can see the jack under there. Yeah, there we go. So I gotta lift that jack up to get my bolts through. Where is it? Through these holes. So I'll do that off camera because I gotta torque all these down a little tighter after that sets up. And that might get done tomorrow. So before the end of the night, I'll clean my tools up, put them away. Well, let me just wipe my hands off. Lift you guys up here a bit. Ooh, extreme close up. There, that wasn't a shit show at all. If Brent streamed horizontally, if only Brent would stream vertically. If only Brent knew what he was doing. Yeah, not much to see. You're just here for the lively banter and the company, right? So unless you're working on your own Massey Super 90 and happen to be working on the oil pan, this is kind of irrelevant to everybody. So, whoa, that's it. Okay, I got quite a bit accomplished today towards getting this thing fired up again. So let's go for a little walk. Let's go grab our smokes. Oh, I think Dr. Pepper's in the house. There you go, live wrenching, no edits. No throwing tools, no cursing this time, nothing. That went pretty good. I was expecting that to give me a fight. So I'm rather pleased. Okay, let's see here. We gotta raise you guys up a bit. Let's have a Dr. Pepper, and then the pig's already yelling at me he wants supper. But he can wait because I haven't told him yet, but tomorrow we're gonna butcher him. Really, I shouldn't even beat him tonight. I'll be right back. Yes, sirree, the little guy's gonna be turned into freezer fixins by the end of the week. Tomorrow I got a friend of mine coming. He does on-site butchering, dispatching of my little friend out there. And then off to the meat shop, and then they cut them up on Friday. Make sausages on Monday, and into the freezer. No, they smoke on Tuesday, into the freezer on Wednesday after packaging. So in a week and a half, I'll have some what should we call that? Come up with a new. We'll have a fester feast is what we'll do. So yeah, I got a neighbor, she wants some pork chops. A buddy of mine wants the shoulders to make his own sausage. Another fellow just wants some ground meat. And I'm just turning the rest into sausage because I don't need to be doing a lot of cooking and whatnot these days. So I can get by on Dr. Pepper, coffee, and cigarettes. Love those old Fergusons. They never die. What year is it? 1965. And I fixed it all with my Mastercraft toolkit purchased at Canadian Tire, of course. Was it Matt or Shannon? This is Junior. Matt and Shannon have moved on. No, I didn't have a Matt, did I? There was definitely a Shannon, big fat Shannon running around. But she's gone. Not into the freezer, I don't think. I think she's living on some other farm, if I remember correct. Unless they had a fester feast with Shannon. Yeah, train of thought is off the rails here. I should have grabbed a rag, keep cleaning up. It's all good. So that's it. We'll see about if I get back on the tractor project tomorrow, because I should have time to do a little bit in the morning if anybody's around for that kind of thing. Wednesday morning wrenching and tweaking and festering possibly. I can't guarantee the festering, but there's a good likelihood that could happen. And then I gotta head to the big shitty. I got some items to deliver and a trailer to pick up. And so that'll probably be all afternoon, all evening. So if we don't get at the tractor tomorrow morning, probably leave it till the weekend. Because I got a guy coming with a nice big flat. The guy who did my scrap metal is gonna haul this tractor over to the auction. I just got to get it running, and he's not available till next week, hopefully early next week. What do I got going on with this hat? You'd think these would stay bent. This is an actual sombrero. It's a Hernandez sombrero. Made in real Mexico, not snow Mexico, where I live. I mean, this morning the temperature was way down here. So it was like it's like 50 degrees fester for my American friends. Yesterday it was like in the low 40s when I woke up. For the rest of the civilized world who understand centigrade, that's translates to 10 degrees this morning, and it was about 6 degrees Celsius yesterday. So it feels like winter is on its way. But crazy hot this afternoon. It was 28. Oh, I don't know how many festers that is. That's about 85 degrees fester. We're closed. Days are getting shorter. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, 8 o'clock is around when I do my evening chores. Just feed the cats, feed the pig, feed the dog. Haven't had to water the garden in a long time. But then 8:30, it's like, there goes the sun. We're done. Snow will be flying before you know it. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Maybe I'll be heading out west where more rain than snow, but who knows. By the time old man winter appears for real. But no complaints. It's been a pretty decent summer here. And yeah, I got Got an interesting phone call today. It's kind of a personal family matter, so I'm not sure I'm still processing what's all going on, but I'll see if I'm gonna share that with my online family here. But yeah, real interesting phone call. And that's about it. So we desperately need rain. Crops are suffering. Well, here it's been I wouldn't say too wet. It's not like flooding conditions, but everything's ripening, right? Well, the alfalfa across the field, I mean, that's all beautiful green. I mean, my lawn has never been this beautiful green, but you can see that green strip, at the horizon there. That's all alfalfa, and then farther over, you can kind of see this light tan line. That's all barley that's starting to ripen. Hey, welcome in, Brandon Mitchell. Cheers to you, my friend. So you kind of missed the festering, wrenching part of the live stream, but it's all good. We're just sitting around having a post farm mechanic tweak debrief and a Dr. Pepper. So. But yeah, the next step with the tractor is, well, I was starting to explain this in the last live stream a couple hours ago, is I pulled the spark plugs out so that there wouldn't be any compression in the cylinder, so I could turn it over by hand. And so I'm gonna put a couple of teaspoons of oil down the spark plug hole, because it's been sitting for a long time with no oil. So any oil that would have been on those cylinders, normally, there'd be a little film of oil left on it. I'm going to put some oil to sit on top of the piston, so that'll oil the cylinder, so when I crank it over, it's not just bare metal against bare metal with the piston ring scraping up the cylinder walls. And so yeah, I'll replace the spark plugs. I'll fill it with oil after I torque down all those bolts. Like I said, I got to jack up that front axle to line up those big heavy bolts. And so some of that I'll do off camera, but when I'm getting ready to crank it over, we'll fire up the live stream again. I don't know when that's going to be exactly. Was it a Woody Woodpecker laugh, Aiden, or just a good old how's it going, laugh? Jack Daniels, aren't you still at work or what? What you drink at work? Wow. That's it. It's all good. So garage sales are over. Now it's auction season. September 20th is the big day. Steinbach, Manitoba. Come bring your checkbook. Bid on all those juicy items. Get yourself a doobie. Yeah. There's dispensaries all over here, but just not anywhere near me. But I'm not into that. I did that when I was 16. I didn't even really like it then. So that's something I don't think I'll pick up again. Same with the drinking. I've drank enough for 3 people so I've had my share. So I'm not saying don't drink, but I did miss the smoking though, and these cheap Canadian smokes, I mean, it's less than $4 a pack. So at this price, can't afford not to smoke. Actually, okay, this is a 20 pack. There's 10 in a carton. $3 a pack for these. What are your American smokes? Are they 20s or 25s? So a lot of our smokes are in 25 packs like this. So this is just under $4 a pack. And that's what I paid back in 1984 for cigarettes. So it's like being in a time machine traveling to the past. The unblockable Aiden Umferson. Everybody, hats off to Aiden with his 50 email accounts and his 100 sock accounts. Speaking of which, there's been a kind of dearth of streamers from some of the usual tweakers, so I'm wondering what's going on. Is everybody on summer holidays? I did get confirmation that I'm 0.9 Badger tokens. I hesitate to use the word richer. I have accumulated more scam tokens, so let's put it that way. But yeah, a good Woody Woodpecker laugh. I could use one right about now. So we'll see what's happening with all the usual suspects. I'm not firing up my laptop to chat with you guys. I'll just read the chats for a few more minutes. We're almost going on freaking hour again. So yeah, who is it? Condensed Reality gave me the suggestion of the hashtags. And I've been putting them in the titles. I think it's making a difference as far as people finding the videos. And it's sort of like, on one hand, I don't care, but on the other hand, I kind of want to learn how YouTube works. There's a lot of weird stuff going on YouTube with some other channels. I don't know if any of you follow any of the music channels that I've suggested or given shout outs to, but Rick Beato is getting all these copyright strikes, and people are running to his defense, and others are saying, oh, he doesn't know what's coming. You're not going to fight Universal. So a lot of weird stuff. Badger does take extended internet breaks every now and again. I'm a little worried he might be going through hard times, but who knows. Well, he did say he was relocating for the winter, so he could be in transit. I don't know about worried. I'm worried about the balls he might be biting. So that's what badgers do. They got loose skin, and they'll sneak up and bite you in the balls, right? Honey badger don't give a fuck. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Oh yeah, he just made a mention of it. He said he was heading down Arizona way. So I think he's looking to connect with Freeman or something. So it's not that I'm in the loop, but that was on one of the live streams. I think that was maybe last Monday or Tuesday. He did a couple live streams last week and kind of maintained YouTube radio silence for a little while, but he did pop in last night to say Bad Badger token has been moving, so we'll wait and see what kind of fun and games comes out of that. But yeah, I miss the old guy. I like that. So we'll see. When he resurfaces, he'll resurface. But I kind of would suspect, I could be completely off. Maybe he's face down in a ditch somewhere, tweaking out on candy or something. I don't know. Who knows the way of the badger? It's all good. But yeah, I don't know if I'd go so far as worrying at this point. Bao has given many years of it. Well, I just found Bao in the last year and a half, because like when I started this YouTube channel, I did that Standing on the Shoulders of Giants, and one of the installments was kind of the law movement, for lack of a better term. The title of that one was I Fought the Law ... And that's where I went into kind of my history of watching YouTube and going back to kind of some of the OG cop watchers like Gavin Syme and some of the guys that were teaching in their version of law and free man on the land and sovereign citizen. And then really the First Amendment audit community really rose up some time ago. And Bao was one of the big players, you know, some time ago. But then he kind of hung up his gimbal, and so I would see, like on some of Freeman's videos, this crazy Asian guy screaming and freaking out and tweaking out and festering, and so, oh, that's Bao. Well, what the heck? What's Bao, right? It's like Lee Myers. Boa? What? Who's Boa? Yeah, pretty intense. So just the little snippets I saw on Freeman's channel and maybe a couple other auditor channels kind of featured Bao. So then I started looking on YouTube for him. And so I don't know anything about the Discord days or what he was doing on Rumble or how he was streaming. I missed all that live streaming cop watching. But I saw some of the snippets from Freeman, and then I went and located Clash with Bao, his channel, but didn't realize like he deletes or marks private a lot of his ongoing live streams. So I didn't even know he was live streaming until one day back maybe in December. I caught a live stream, so I was just kind of hanging out in the chats, observing, seeing what's going on. But the actual cop watching, there's a little bit of content on Clash with Bao and Smurf Watch Transparency, but not a whole lot. You know, there's a lot of remixes and edits and some of the Karen Reed stuff, and so you guys know that. But I really didn't have access to any of that old cop watch content. But then watching the kind of how would you call it, the desktop live streams, it's a fun community, you know, just hanging out, and who wants to smoke something, right? Should we smoke? And so just hanging out, finding you guys and chatting it up and being a bunch of dinks and laughing at all the festers, and it's a lot of fun. And you get scammed. You know, no secrets there, no apologies. But yeah, I missed the heyday of when he was actually into the cop watching, because I didn't know nothing about First Amendment audit content. You know, that was really what, 2019, 2018, somewhere in there, maybe even as early as 2017. Because I was remember Gavin Syme was like 2010, Larkin Rose was doing stuff, you know, for years. I don't know if he was so much cop watching as just kind of preaching his brand of uh, anarchism, but just throwing out a few names of some of the influences that helped me get started. And then really it was Lane Myers and that whole thing, and then finding people like James Madison Audits and Chili and all these others, you know, the usual suspects that everybody knows. And so, but I don't watch a lot of those cop watching channels much anymore, other than what Bao is showing on his live streams. So. But about a year and a half ago, I was just consuming that continually because I knew there was a problem with cops. I mean, I've always, since I was this tall, I've never trusted police, never trusted authority in general, never trusted what's the matter you. But yeah, I was watching Chili's late night live streams, Lane's late night live streams. Lane was a different breed of auditing. It was more, I mean, so much of his was entirely personal, you know, to his situation. He was putting on display all that was happening, so we're all agreed. What's the matter you is not to be trusted. So I think that kind of goes without saying. So I just said it because I noticed you're here. So welcome in. And I'm probably on top chat, so I'm not even seeing who's commenting that I can't see. I don't even know how to switch to live chat here. But yeah, with Lane doing the live streams almost every night, and Chili was, once he got out of his cage there, he was going at it last summer and fall. So I was loving that. But through the winter, it's like I've seen enough. Like it gets repetitive. It's sort of, this doesn't even surprise me anymore. This bad piggy behavior, you know. But there's this guy talking about voodoo piggies and you know, making fun of the Karen Reed people, and you know, there's a whole different, and then restreaming the frauditors and restreaming this, and it's like that's fun stuff. I get into that. I'm not even paying attention to the stream most of the time. I'm just engaging with the chats. So. But there you have it. Yeah, I knew very little about Bao until I finally caught some live streams. And yeah, I assume bad behavior. I assume bad motives. I assume bad mental conditions. I assume these are people you do not want to associate, be near, have any kind of connection with, any kind of contact with. So fortunately for me, this is where I'm living, is very high trust kind of community. I don't see cops driving through town, but maybe once a year. There's very little going on here. And yeah, so it's kind of nice to have that buffer zone. You know what buffer zones are, right? It's like you can't go in the buffer zone. So it's not mandated that the piggies can't come into the buffer zone, but there's a bit of a buffer zone here. Buffer zone. Because we got, this is a kitten zone. Kittens are tweaking out right now. Just right over there. if there's one thing they won't do, it's honor their oaths. Yeah, well, again, I assume that now. It's like I can't say I've seen it all, but it's like what little expectations I've had for public servants to begin with is just like it doesn't exist anymore. Like, oh, here's a story for you. So I was in the Big Shitty on Sunday doing a bunch of running around. And I live out of town and I drink lots of coffee. So I was running a few errands and it's like, okay, it's time to pull over for a pit stop. And it's like, I don't want to just run into some store and have to buy something. So I figured, you know what? General Hospital is right up the road. And I was meeting a buddy for lunch at a Vietnamese restaurant, no less. So I figured, you know what? I still got time. I'll just walk over to the hospital because it was nearby. Use their public washroom, right? Well, I get in the door and they've got this checkpoint, people with gloves and turnstiles, like you couldn't get in. And so there's a information booth on my left. So I spot the girl, is like, yeah, where's the public bathroom, sir? What the fuck? It's actually, get the fuck. And she's like, oh, we don't have bathrooms for just the public to use. I'm like, excuse me? And in my mind, it's like, this is a general hospital. Like, it's open to the general public. Like, our tax dollars pay for this place. So I can understand if it's part of a research facility where there's off limits, restricted areas like that. That makes sense. But you can't even get into the general hospital without passing a checkpoint. And so I turned to her, like, she's like, yeah, like we can't just be letting everybody in to use the bathroom. So I'm like, so what am I supposed to do? Just piss my pants? And she's like, I'm sorry. This young Asian girl. I don't think she was Vietnamese. I think it might have been Filipino. And she's like, I just don't, we can't let you in. Or she said something like, are you visiting somebody? Or I'm like, no, I just need to use a bathroom. Like, this is a hospital. Like, the public is allowed here. She's like, no, I can't let you in. I'm like, is there a bathroom somewhere else on the facility? It's like, unfortunately, no. Just so polite, but just complete drone. Like NPC, complete NPC. And so in a huff, I just walked out the door, and as I'm on my way out, I was like, I'll just piss in the lobby here. She says, okay. Just like, have a nice day. And I got the fuck out of there. And I was just, what is with this egregious policy? Like, it's a general freaking hospital. Like, surely there's a cafeteria that's public access. So I didn't press the point. It's just, I'll head to the restaurant, I'll order my food, wait for my buddy, use the bathroom there. But it's like, what is going on? You can't even get into a hospital without having official business there? It's like, this, nothing makes sense anymore. Nothing makes sense. I don't want to be a part of that system. So I just went there because I was curious. They had done a bunch of upgrades. It's like, let's go see what's happening at the old hospital. I could have picked any place, but surely, like, it never dawned on me that I would be denied access to a hospital to use a public bathroom. Just, I almost festered. I did fester. So it was a complete fester fest. But I'm better now. But I think that's enough incoherent babble. 70 minutes, yeah. The only person left is just me and what's the matter you, so we'll call that an evening. Yeah, the sun is setting. I'm hungry. Kitties are hungry. Dog is sleeping, but I know he's hungry. He could eat anytime. And we'll reconnect either tomorrow morning. He went through a fester phase too. Well, that's just it. I don't care. Well, I care about me and not pissing my pants. Like, I cared about that. But it's like I'm not interested in changing the system. Like, I'm not going to justice for full bladders or kind of thing. Drive everyone away. That's what's the matter you has unlocked the secret. Just drive everybody away as far as you can. And yeah, just me and my bladder. That's all that I care about. So with that, I think we'll call it a night. Watch if I'm gonna do that mechanic thing tomorrow, finish off the tractor, that bit, I'll do a short beforehand just to intro it. I don't know if those shorts are helping either, but those are easy enough to do just to give people a heads up. You've ruined it for everybody. Well, Bao has ruined it for everybody. He's ruined YouTube. He's virtually ruined the whole internet. And society is not far behind. So don't be too hard on yourself. What's the matter you? Like, Bao plays a big part in that as well. So I'm sure you're responsible in your own way, but it's mostly Bao that I blame. And with that, we'll see you next time. Or will we?